Shallow popping in there. Boop, poolside, go lab. Say shallow when you come on. It's fun to say shallow. I challenge you, if you are not a usual shallower, just say it. Try it on for a little bit, see how it feels. And then, I mean, you can just say hi too if you want. If you're catching the replay, let me know what time it is where you are. It is 2 in the afternoon here in California, Pacific. I'm about to have my afternoon shake up, and I wanted to say, so I love dual lives, and I've been slacking. So every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, you can just ask to join my live. Hello, Annie. In fact, I almost did you and was like, do you just want to pop on? Like, it's for where Annie is. I don't know where everyone else is. I thought it would actually be really important to talk about having like relationships, meaning friendships, romantic relationships, work relationships after you've had a stroke or any sort of changes. Maybe, I was about to go morbid there, like, something changed. You had a kid, whatever. When you go back to work, basically, you're going to have to let down some boundaries right off the bat. And one thing that I learned the hard way, even with my doctor's permission and even with his rules, like, hey, Tawny can't work more than 5 hours. If you let it go one day, all of a sudden you're there 6 hours, and the next day, and it just adds up. And it's like, you have to, and I'm working on it, boundaries of like being like, no, I can't work more than that. Peggy do, shallow. So setting boundaries, sticking to them and not feeling guilty, still working on that. Being just communicating. I definitely overshare, but I guess for me, I just think I would rather overshare and have you know where I'm at than to wonder. So, like, I was missing all my alarms. Like, I legit was just freaking we called them mini comas. Like, my mom's like, sometimes when you would sleep right after the brain surgery, she's like, you would just be out. And it was like, she's like, it was almost scary, like how out you were. I'm going to mix up some lemonade and this is my last packet. Oh, wait, no, I have one more hidden for myself. Lemonada is my fave. So I had some up for the Mother's Day bundle, but Louise, shallow. So setting some boundaries, expectations, like, hey, like I did when I was at home, because the neurosurgeon he was like, people can't be over longer than 30 minutes. He said hour max. Because you don't realize it, but the stimulation of, having someone talking, being there, I know I probably shouldn't have used that word on a TikTok, in a bikini. Just kidding. There's not that many people, so we won't get, I shouldn't get harassed yet. But it was really hard. I remember crying almost every day coming home from work. I felt like I was like letting everyone down. I also worked in a very high stress job. Like, I was a special education teacher. So when I tell most people, they're like, you went back to work, like you just worked at like a desk job. Like, that makes sense. I'm like, oh no, I was responsible for tiny little humans and making decisions under incredibly, like, here's the thing about working in special education. You have to learn to start not responding in like a normal way. Like a kid throwing a chair, you're just like, block and not act phased. We're not going to give this attention. So it was definitely hard going back, especially because I was still super sound sensitive. Hi, Brandon. Aw, Louise, thank you for saying that. Tanya, I was cracking up on JL's freaking live. But speaking of relationships, after any sort of injury, I've even had me and Maddie have talked about it quite a few times. Like, how, like, do you bring it up right away? Like, I brought it up right away because I wanted them to know where I was at. But some people, it's like, well, you don't need to bring up, your medical history, all that stuff. And I'm like, that's true. I clearly, with everything in life, I'm like, here's all the facts, then you make your decision. Like, I'm going to overflood you with information. I'm learning that that's not what everyone else likes. They're just like, and what's really hit me is I'm like, how many little golden nuggets I've had that are missed because I talk all over the place. I am drinking lemonada with a lemon Mitoplex. We're just like lemonading it up over here. Being a wild child, you know, Mexican ketone. It's really hot here. It feels nice. I feel like I'm pretending I'm in a tropical paradise. What's everybody else drinking? Brandon, thank you for saying you like my hair. It needs to be washed. Tomorrow we're going to wash it so it isn't a messy bun today. And we got no eyelashes on. We got naked eyes. Naked eyes. But I will tell you, it was really hard. I mean, some of you guys know, the OGs who've been around for a while, but some of you have probably never heard this. But when I had my stroke, I actually had I had a boyfriend at the time. He came to visit me in the hospital, and then you know what he did when I got home on bed rest? He started acting real fucking weird, and then he broke up with me through a text message. Through a text message. Very enchanted. We got water over here. And so I told him, like, I was like, I'm not supposed to get my blood pressure up. Like, I'm not supposed to get myself upset. And I was like, so honestly, I was like, don't ever call me again. Don't talk to me. I was like, because you aren't even treating me like a friend. Like, I was like, seriously, fuck you. Like, no, nope. So he broke up with me. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I feel like a real winner. So then I started, my friend set me up with this guy after that who is much older because Patrick's like, why do you, I don't know. I dated older guys. Oh, 100% better off without him. And I told him that. I was like, no, I'm glad I found out because I have a tendency to give exes second chances. Patrick's an ex with a second chance. Did you know Patrick actually proposed to me? I had a completely different ring. That's why when he proposed to me again, he's like, do you still want the same? I was like, no, I have different tastes now. My brain blew up. I want something different. I think people change, but also there is a reason. Like an ex is an ex for a reason. Banana daiquiri. Oh yeah. We were like, that's fine. I mean, it's funny because we still have all the same friends, like from college, and like I'm friends with his brother. So like when I went back home, you know, like I was like, tell him like I don't hate him anymore. I was like, I forgave him. I was like, he's just a fucking idiot. I was like, he lost out on the best thing ever. I was like, and he'll have to live with that. I was like, also just like, what a shitty person. And I'm not gonna not tell that story because someone's like, if we know you, like we know who you're talking about. I'm like, I don't say his name every time. I don't say blank did this, but is he known? I was like, you are forever known then as the dickhead who leaves his girlfriend after she had a stroke. My ex is crazy. I know. I tend to date, you know, not that if we put all my exes in a lineup, it definitely. My mom one time said that. She's like, they're all so different. Like so different. And I'm like, yeah, because I like, you know, the person inside. So they don't all. Oh, damn. Yeah, there's some crazy ones out there. I mean, that's at least it wasn't, it was just like more mean. It was just like, damn. I was like, you could have broken up with me, but like how he did it was just really shitty. That's where I was like, dude, have some fucking balls. I'm a one-time kind of guy. It won't work usually a second time. Too much bad baggage. I know. That's how it should be. You shouldn't. I just sadly like Venmo. Yes, I have Venmo. I have Cash App. I got PayPal. We got it all. But I hope with this Amber Heard thing, it's crazy that like I've had quite a few guy friends have that happen to them. So I'm sorry that you dated a crazy one. You know, it ain't easy. I don't know where we so just like being honest, because to me, I would much rather like I was glad he did that, not up front, but like kind of I wasn't, you know, like months into my recovery. But I feel like that's with anything that doesn't just come with having an invisible illness or a chronic illness, or some like big major life changing event. Um, but with work, like I've been told, because I have my own business now, and I know that I've been told before that um, I shouldn't say that I have a brain injury, that I shouldn't talk about that stuff because then people, won't want to do business with you, or they'll be worried about your health and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, first of all, then that weeds out the people who, like, even if you don't have something wrong with you, like, you're a human, you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. But that's why I love that I'm like, I get to plug you into a system. So, like, you can always, like, you can do everything for your account. Like, if you want to change your smart ship, you don't have to ask me. You can go and just click it real easy, change the products in there, pause it, do all the different things. Like, if my team, they're still plugged into the empire, so it's like no matter what happens to me, they still have all the resources. Like, yeah, if I'm down and out, it does stink, but that's why I feel like every month it just gets like more and more. Shallow Savage Haze. Like, I'm making, if you guys don't notice, like, I try to make different videos all the time teaching things, because who knows if I have another brain surgery. I want to make sure that all that knowledge is out there. You can go find another place. I'm by my pool and I'm doing my thing. And women, I'm not even that uncovered. Now you're making me, I'm going to have to take my wrap off just to be like, fuck you. You can go block. Best thing about being on the internet. Pew, 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 pew. Sorry, I just am running through trying to find an answer. Answer to what? Thank you. I love this. No, can we? I don't even care. Look at it. Is a cute little bikini. We got the yellow bikini, and then with this wrap, I love it because then you get to cover your stomach, but you can also still then just have the girls out and be like, yes, yes, yes. So I could be sitting here in my bikini. There's girls twerking on here in their bikini. Thank you for saying my story's inspiring. I just know that the physical stuff, like, I'm so unbelievably grateful that I did not have to battle that. But like, it is not talked about enough, just because I know the fact in the stroke community and the brain injury community, when I talk about my emotion regulation and how hard that is, and dealing with anxiety and depression and things that I never had to deal with before, I'm like, it just feels like everything's harder and there's just so much other weird yucky feelings and things, and I feel just like a teenager who doesn't have control over a lot of it. So exactly. I have no idea. Hold on, I gotta go on a block party. We're gonna block. We're gonna block. Wait, okay, you're okay, let's go. I don't know. Actually, we'll just wait and see. Never had an ex. I met my husband and married him. Lucky piggy do. That is wild. A lot of people do that. From a chiropractor, I was told, so after I had my brain aneurysm, that I could never go to a chiropractor. I know some people say, but just hearing that, I'm like, why would you even go? Louise, I'm glad that you're a survivor and you are here for a reason. I know that it's so easy. I still sometimes say it, you're like, why me? But it's like, it's happening like for you. So it's not like happening to you. And the more you're just like, I just tell myself, I'm like, this is going to make it, like, I'm going to be so fucking grateful. Like, I'm so grateful right now that I can sit here. Like, do you understand, most Saturdays, even though I was a teacher, I would have to bartend on the weekends. And like, I remember having to drive myself to work and like my ankle being broken. And I'm like, you don't have enough to not work and you don't have enough to like go to the hospital to go get this fixed. So like, guess what? We're just going to do shots. And yes, I was drinking at work. Is it great? No. I'm a person. I did a lot of like dumb shit. And you know what's the best thing is that, guess what? You learn. And sometimes you got to learn some things the hard way. But I was like, obviously I wasn't that bad if I was allowed to be an elementary school teacher. They trust me around the kids. I had to get my fingers printed. I did. I survived. It is. So what happens a lot of times is I told them, thank you, going to go get some LO, is that when you have a brain injury, so when blood hits your brain, they told me, or how he explained it to me, was that a lot of times because I used to get so upset. I was like, I am so emotional. Like, I get so happy, but I also get so sad and I get so angry. And it's so irritating. How many times can I say so? But it would frustrate me. And he is like, do you realize that a lot of people come out and they are like a robot? They have no feelings. So, like, because your emotion regulation, whatever, I think that's your amygdala, or I don't know. I was a psych major, okay, and I'm not gonna make myself feel bad about the shit that I don't remember. I used to remember the brain and the map of it and all that shit, and it's just not up there anymore. And it's all cool because we don't need to know all that. You can hit up YouTube University or Google, whatever, emotion regulation, look it up. People with any type of a concussion, any type of brain injury, you have a hard time. And like my mom used to be like, it feels like I'm dealing with 15-year-old Tawny again. I'm like, because you are. Like, because I was like, my brain is damaged. Like, I know on the outside I look totally fine, but I'm like, you can't negate a week of untreated bleeding on the brain. Like, it recovers. And I love like neuroplasticity. And that's why I feel like, I mean, my memory every year is getting better. And I feel like a lot of my multitasking. Hello, Krista. But thank you for the follow. It's not, I know that it's like the physical things take more of a precedent, but like how you relate and feel with the world is so hard. And I read all the things of people getting divorced because, or families being like, I just can't talk to my mom because she acts like she doesn't even love me or care. It's like a robot. She's just there. And I'm like, I can't imagine that. So, I mean, I think my lucky stars every day that I went the opposite, that I'm over emotional. So, you're welcome. Me and Maddie, me and another stroke survivor, we go live usually every Sunday. We've been switching off times. I honestly don't know when we're going to go live. And it's Mother's Day, so most likely we probably won't. But long story short, we try to talk about that. Like, she talks about dating, she's still single, like all of these things that people don't talk about, or like how you feel. Like, it's weird. Like, whenever people tell me I'm inspiring, like all I think of is like, I'm not inspiring. Like, I had no other choice. Like, I didn't have a choice in the matter. So what was I going to do? Like, lay in bed and pity party? I mean, but I do look back and there was times when I was like super depressed and I was like passively suicidal and I was just like, I don't want to be here anymore. I would just drive home and I was like, just if I just ran off the road. And then I was like, I can't do that. My mom will be so pissed at the scare. My mom will be so mad at me. Sorry, in Scream, that's my favorite part of the movie when that guy comes out. He's like, Sid, my mom's gonna be so mad at me. And you're like, you murdered all these people and you're worried about your mom being mad at you. So I know when you're in constant pain, you don't think it's ever going to go away. And you're just like, I just tell people it just wears on you. You're just like, I'm just tired of fighting. But I promise you, keep pushing through. Like, oh, it gets better. It does. Year 1, 2, 3, even year 4. Because year 4, you're like, you start really feeling like, fuck, I've settled into this. This is me. This is my reality. This is what I have to deal with. This is my life. And I like 6 years out and 5 years out, like, please get it out of your head. I know your doctor told you in 6 months is how recovered you're going to be, because that's what they told me. And I was like, no, like, that's it. 6 months. That's it. So, just had my 6th year on the 5th. I haven't even had technically my birthday 6 years yet. So on the 5th is when I had the stroke. And then I didn't go to the hospital to the 7th. And then that emergency room misdiagnosed me, sent me home. I called my neurologist. He prescribed me steroids and told me to wait until Friday and see how I feel. And then on the 12th, I woke up and my eye was crossed in. And I was like, well, what's stupid is I still waited and let my dad like sleep. I wasn't like, yo, if your eye is crossed in, do not wait. Immediately go to the emergency room. That is not normal. That's neurological. Something be fucked up in your head. So I'm not a doctor. I'm just a mermaid. Yeah, I don't know. I like to go live at 2, so I answer anybody's questions. Sometimes it is Stroke Awareness Month, so I definitely am advocating, but I find it very important to always talk about, because a lot of people think it's like black or white. Like, it's not like my face immediately drooped and I couldn't talk. Like, I was in the shower. I did throw up quickly after. I did feel like it was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. And I did have difficulty walking, but was I able to still walk? Ooh. Shallow. Yes. What happened? I had a hemorrhagic stroke. So I had a ruptured brain aneurysm. And so not all brain aneurysms are strokes and not all strokes are brain aneurysms. But basically, because my brain aneurysm ruptured, I was 28, so it went misdiagnosed for a whole week. I'm only lucky that it was bleeding in the spot where it was bleeding because it dripped over my orbital socket. And so my eyes started crossing in from the blood on it. Thank you. I'm very, very lucky. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Louise. And I know that this weekend's really rough for a lot of people. I'm happy for those of you who are like, I love Mother's Day. I can't wait to celebrate my own mom. I can't wait to get celebrated. That's wonderful. But sadly, there are a lot of people who are like, oh, I'm not excited about this day. Cora, shallow, shallow. So just, hurt people, hurt people. Be extra kind this weekend. Just like you have no idea what a text to someone. And I'm just going to tell you, as someone who can't have babies because of medical reasons, the people who are animal moms, please still say happy Mother's Day. And I'm sorry, but I'm not fucking sorry if you're gonna be like, you didn't birth a child. I don't give a shit. Can you just share? Can you just share and be nice? It's a holiday and just let everyone. And you know what, on Father's Day, even if you're not a dad, if you got a dinker, I'll celebrate you. So there's a lot of people, you had a crotch goblin, you had children, you are a mother in that way. There's people who have plants, because I know some people don't even have animals. So I'm a big believer in like, hey, let's just celebrate. And like some people don't like their mom. So I really believe in just, it's Sunday, self-care Sunday. Celebrate yourself, celebrate a lady in your life that you want to, or not a lady, because I just want people to celebrate more, because this world is fucking crazy out there, people. People are being nuts. My pit bull had 7 puppies. Oh my God. Please. Okay. I hope you have content on the puppies. I'm going to have to go to your page because like pit bull puppies. Oh, the little faces. I love, my one rescue pit he's the only one that I got from a puppy. Like, oh my God, he was so small. He was a Dogo Argentino. He was like a little mini one because he only got to be 97 pounds. And when I say only, because if you know a Dogo, like they're massive. They're bull mastiffs with pit bulls, and they were bred in Argentina to fight off. Oh my God, I had my stroke after that. Fight off, what was it? Well, they fight off something. There, wolves maybe, I don't know. They're really big and they're really big badass. Anyways, that was the dude. And yeah, now we got Holly and Ella. Yes, I can't wait to see them. So hopefully those help you, and I will see you guys tomorrow, same time. We'll spread some sunshine and good vibes. I see you later. Have a happy Mother's Day weekend. Bye. Carol, happy Mother's Day. Lauren, hello. I know it's the weekend, but I might not see you to Sunday. I might not see you on Sunday, is what I should say. I'm happy that it's like sunshine. Relationships after stroke. Sorry. Have you ever had your device die and then you lose your live? After stroke or any life changes. It's not I get it. It's not that common. Everyone had a stroke or something crazy with their life. You're welcome. Are you gonna just like enjoy the day? I hope they're cooking for you. If you want the Italian grandma, best food. I got little Stubbs sitting in his rock. He's hanging out. He's got a whole cat tower. That's not for a cat. That's for our bearded dragon. I find it so funny. But I really do hope that this can spread some sunshine your guys' way. I do appreciate all of you guys for popping on. I will be here tomorrow. Same time, same place. Hope to see you there. And oh my gosh, I keep forgetting the freaking share winner. Okay. So every time I go live, you can go back and hit all my lives, share them out. It does not have to be while I'm live. I know this is really good at the end of the, but I'm just saying because a lot of you guys want to try my ketones, and like sometimes it's prizes that are not ketones. Like Peggy Doo has tons of ketones. So like I was like, do you want a mixer? And she's like, yeah, I want a mixer. So I'm just saying, like, I want you guys to like your prizes, and I appreciate you sharing me out because you have no idea whose life we can change together. Because these gave me the permission to say okay to things like sitting outside all day with my animals and then still working and not falling asleep and not needing a nap in the afternoon to then make it later and be all groggy. I mean, the Mitoplex alone, I don't think you guys realize how much like I had to hide from the sun. I know you're like, but you seemed like you were outside. I was outside, then I was inside. I would have to set timers so that I wouldn't get, and I know you're like, you just weren't drinking enough water. These hydrate you on a completely different cellular level. So please try them. They will help you get rid of headaches, muscle cramps, game changer. I have 2 minimum to 3 a day, and I hope you guys stock up on it because it's going to be spring and summer.